Welcome to another best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. The final grand final of the amateur scene. Well, as we've gone through over the last few weeks, we have looked at heroeslaunch.gg, the end of season tournaments, and today we're looking at Division 1, the division that is just underneath Division S. And there's a lot of players you will recognize here today, so finally we've arrived at the top of the amateur level. This is our first map in the best of 5, and over to the left we have Team X-Ray with Wit on Tyrael, Kelvin on Chromie, Galaxy playing Hanzo, Abla on Thrall, and X-Ray himself on Rhaegar. And to the right side of the map, the Slug with Freaks on ETC, Out of Order on Malfurion, Lopaka on Zeratul, Russian name, no clue how to pronounce it. We have Copenhagen on Chen, and Halcyon on Sylvanas. And dear Thrall at the top has already a little bit of a problem here, because that Sylvanas push is starting to rack that wall quickly, and the rotation is underway, as we have Team X-Ray meeting the challenge. But yeah, as we said, now there should be a lot of players actually that you recognize here if you're following the recent Heroes Hype tournaments, if you're following some of the other competitions that we had. Especially, of course, the boys in blue should ring a bell here, but also Copenhagen on the side of the red team. He's been playing with Lauber's fan club for quite some time, and formerly Granite Gaming, of course. So yeah, recently we went through Division 6, 7, 3, 4, 5 and 2. Had all of the teams playing there in the amateur scene, and today we're looking at the final tournament, the grand final of the Mythic Championship. And this is once again a best of 5 series, and it should, as I just said, be a really good one. So I'm a little bit hyped to see what's going on here. I would say that the blue team probably has a bit of an advantage, but at this point it's the red team that locks down kill number 1. So Chromie goes down. The little sandwich has been eliminated and eaten alive. That's what happens to fake dragons. Yeah, exactly. So Chromie is a pretender. We already talked about this. Which real dragon would actually pretend to be a gnome? What is more likely? That you have a dragon that pretends to be a gnome? Or that you have a gnome that is a little bit delusional and pretends to be a dragon? Think about it for just a second. Obvious choice here. But as it stands, Chromie is still going to fire his way as much as possible. We have also the rotation from the camps here. And ETC is actually zoning them out in the rotation. He's moving over and slows that down slightly, which allows the red team to quickly move on to the point and attempt to steal the second camp away, which would be great for them. They already have a lead in experience, and they're going to grab this one too. Nicely done. Structural damage at the beginning of the game. Thanks to Sylvanas, they grab the top Khaldor camp, they just take the one down to the bottom of the map and have an early level 4 against Team X-Ray. Great start for them. Gotta give them some credit here. So this is definitely a great opening for the red team and gives them the lead as we're heading into objective number 1. Immortal just announced, and both teams go straight away for the Shaman camp to get some pressure on the lanes. Thrall with the Echo of Elements. This is definitely a map where you can go into Crash Lightning, but only really if you're part of the format at the beginning of the game. And since they're relying on Thrall for the solo lane, he can't really pull this one off, so Echo of Elements still a great choice, of course. And now on level 4, the Frost Wolf pack, so maybe even the synergy on level 16 with the Alpha Wolf. A quick attack against the Immortal on both sides, as we're seeing a race happen. Rhaegar is still at the bottom, so X-Ray can't help out with the Lightning Shield. And as it turns out, the red team therefore has a bit of an advantage and takes the halftime show. Easy peasy for them. ETC, by the way, in this game, heading straight into the block party on level 1. And as it stands, we have the team starting to go for a straight-up race. There's no attempt to get a kill, no attempt for a team fight. It's just like, okay, guys, let's rush them down as quickly as we can. And the blue team actually claims it. Now with Rhaegar in the mix, Lightning Shield being active, and everybody in place immediately, they have the upper hand and take that quick win. In comes Tyrael. We saw rotational intercepts earlier from the red team, and now we see the exact same thing from Team X-Ray. Chen is at the bottom of the map, then Thrall is rotating slowly towards his position to ensure that he grabs the experience as the Panda is pushing the lane out. But topside, the wall is likely to fall as the blue team is starting their advance here, and they're actually starting to chase Zeratul at the same time. It looks like he might get away. And honestly, that's really a lot of damage that we just got here. I guess the wall is gonna fall regardless, especially with Chromie still shelling the shit out of the structures here. But outside of that, no real changes yet. Red team wants to fight. Thrall's still at the bot side, so if they can lock someone down, they might get the kill, and Tyrael gets eliminated. Yeah, nicely done. Tries to quickly get towards the minion wave so that he can blow that up at least. Didn't work out either. Hanzo factor obviously is still going to be true for the objective. He can shred that Immortal within seconds, but with 2 kills to 0 and now more mercenaries taken by team the Slug, they do extremely well early on. I got to admit that I'm a little bit surprised. When I looked at the team names, I definitely had the blue team pegged for the big favorites in this series. We have a lot of players here that play with either Washed Up or with other teams that have, in 2019 at least, a lot of competitive experience. Whereas on the red team side, we definitely have a few more, I don't want to call them no-names, but a few more people that are not quite as much in the spotlight as the players on Team X-Ray. But as it stands, the early game is in favor of the Reds. Abla down at the bottom is playing this extremely safe, is of course afraid that the rotation might head towards him, for good reason too. Freak's the one who was looking to see if he can maybe get a power slide through, which didn't quite work out. But next objective is announced, and we're not quite talking about level 10 yet, but as you would have imagined, another camp is now claimed. And that means that in terms of camp experience, we've seen the red team claim 5 camps in total, including the Shaman camp, against the 1 on the side of Team X-Ray. And that gives them the lead, in addition to the 2 kills that they had. And once more, the attempt to go for the objective. But keep in mind, Hanzo is sitting there with his Scatter Arrow build, and he is doing a lot of damage. So eventually the red team will have to fight. They have Sylvanas, but it's not enough to really make up for Hanzo on the other side of the map, and they're already starting to lose out on some of it. Now the defensive position, as expected from the Slug, they're trying to look for that kill. Copenhagen is already sitting at the side. They still have the advantage and the experience. Camps get taken out by both teams, and Thrall is actually going bot lane to deal with the Kazura camp. And the rest of the team is following suit. They're trying to get the kill, and they do. Hanzo is down. He got eliminated from Chen. Feet first straight into the face of the Bowmaster. And that's the end of him. Quick attack against the red team, but with that kill, there's a huge opportunity now to win the objective. They're looking for the follow-up, though. And they can't quite find it. Over to the left side with half a level missing to level 10. Zeratul is lying in wait, looking at the backline in particular. Chromie has the temporal loop. Chen is jumping in again. And Chromie just firing away. There's the temporal loop. And Thrall gets out. Frostwolf, Resilience, and Rhaegar make it possible. Freaks, on the other hand, he's in trouble. ETC a bit of a problem, but is able to walk away regardless. Team still fighting over this. Thrall running into the circle. Yeah, we saw that, baby. But the blue team takes it anyways. They lost initially Hanzo, and now they claim another objective. Level 10 abilities are ready for the red team. And that's actually the best thing that they have currently pulled off in this little setup. Because just imagine for a moment, if that Immortal is taken by the team in red and then they have the objective on top of it too. That would have been a disaster. It would have cost the blue team way more than only a fort. At this point though, there's an easy defense available to the Slug as they are taking the Immortal down. Zeratul with the ult, Might of Nerazim. Here comes the ult from Malv. Could have used that right now. Oh, the mosh pit lockdown! Chromie is dead, and so is Tyrael. The Tyrael explosion actually doing quite a bit of damage, but not enough to take a kill. But as it turns out, all that aggression helps the Immortal to take down the fort. That wasn't as bad of a trade as you would have imagined here at first. I mean, 2 heroes went down for sure, but considering the situation that we were in at this point, I think I was still kind of okay. Blue team is a level behind. They haven't gotten a single kill just yet, but this could have been worse. This could have been a lot worse. Now we have, obviously, Thrall with Earthquake. We have also Sanctification. But I feel now we're going to see Team X-Ray starting to fight for this. Lockdown attempt already. They're trying to go for that triple here. 5 versus 3 in just a second. There's the Earthquake, slowing them down as quickly as they can. They're trying to make the play, but they cannot lock them down properly. Most of the CC really comes from Thrall at this point. Of course, there's Hanzo, but still, outside of his ult, there's little that he can do. Chromie can also block them a bit, but when it comes to the hard CC, or at least the roots, it's mostly Thrall that we're talking about, with the cooldown reduction that he has together with that. Talking about cooldowns and reduction in hit points here against Rhaegar, who self-ancestrals. Zeratul gets eliminated, and that is finally the first kill for the team in blue. Thrall falls, but they're trying to get the follow-up against ETC and Malfurion, and both of them are in trouble as Chen is coming in to help out, but Malf is dead, and Galaxy, he wants to have ETC. Another slide, but keep in mind that Fort is already gone, and this is not looking pretty for ETC at all. The cow in trouble, and goes down. I want to say crying, but I don't even know. What's the word for mooing? Mooing? As a Diablo player, I should know that. I mean, I've been in a cow level so many times, so I guess the verb is really to moo, right? Yeah, the cow goes down mooing, okay. Not mowing, there's no grass here. We're not on any kind of the summer maps here, but yeah, mooing. Okay, there we go. Back to the cow level, baby. Either way. 3 kills against 6. It got a little bit sidetracked there for just a second. But yeah. Thrall also the entire time a target at the top lane, but this time he actually gets away. But there's a double camp at the bottom of the map now, and someone needs to deal with that. Honestly, this is not looking really too good if they don't send someone down there. And as soon as there is anybody appearing on the minimap on the bot lane, there should be an attack. Right now, the blue team needs to go, and that's exactly what they do. They see Zeratul bot lane, they see Sylvanas here, and that's the cue to just straight go for it and say, okay, let's push some damage onto that Immortal. They're a little bit hesitant with this. Thrall is now moving in too. They didn't get as much as I thought they would. They were waiting for 13 as well, and 13 is ready for both teams now. Which is especially good for Rhaegar, of course. He has now the extra shield that he can provide before the Ancestral comes through. Alright, the timeout for Chromie. Mosh pit set up, and Chromie is in trouble and goes down. Nice. Chromie down, and, well, she might not be the only one that falls in here. Lockdown against Wit. Quest completed for Hanzo as he's trying to Hanzo the Immortal eventually, I suppose, but the halftime show looks like we're gonna see the red team maybe even walk away with another Immortal. The bot lane is still a thorn in their side, since it's starting to push in with nearly a double wave and also remaining Khazra. But there's the halftime show, taken, claimed by the Slug, and now in the 5 versus 5, another opportunity to take that Immortal and start to go straight in for it. Already the aggression down here. Wit is moving in, has a Sanctification ready if need be. Bot lane, catapults are joining the fun now too. Eventually that fort is going to be under pressure, but they're making the play for Zeratul, and ETC can't lock either of them down. Galaxy is still shelling away. Zeratul starting to come in from the back again. Problem for Sylvanas, and she got Hanzo'd hard. That timeout from Chromie. Alright, there we go. Every single time I see Chromie timeout, I think about Kindergarten. She definitely has the right size, so yep, feels like that. Zeratul gets also eliminated, and so does Hanzo. At least the counter kill for the Slug, but they are all low and they are struggling now. The Triple Panda is obviously wreaking havoc, but ETC has fallen and the remaining 2 heroes are not going to do much either. This should end up with another Immortal in the hands of Team X-Ray. Nicely done here. But yeah, every single time I see the timeout, I think about Chromie getting a yellow card in Kindergarten, because let's just face it, she has the statue for it, she has the absolute right size for it too. And timeout just sounds perfect for her as like, yeah, sorry, you've been too annoying right now, we don't want to deal with you, so you get a timeout, baby. Timeout would be a fantastic talent against Chromie. Every single time you go up against the Chromie, you should have an ability on your team that you can time out Chromie for like 20 seconds during the game. Can you have a big cooldown or something, but just when you're too annoyed with those sand blasts coming from every single angle and you just need a break for just half a second, you can either grab a Snickers or you can just time out Chromie and say like, alright, you are benched. For the next 20 seconds, you're benched. We want to have our peace and quiet. This is an unfun hero to play against. We're creating a hashtag. Complain to Blizzard. Make it happen. Yeah, great idea here. I really think that that should be implemented. But either way, half a level away from 16, it seems like the blue team has started to turn things around. So currently, we are starting to push people towards the keep itself. And yeah, Team X-Ray, despite the fact that they're still behind in kills, they have taken a solid lead in experience. And level 16 would help them a lot. They're already working on the keep itself. There's quite a bit of damage that got pushed on it here. Yeah, another hit maybe? Not quite. But they're ahead. They're pulling it off. The comeback is there. Initially, it was really the Slug that did extremely well. The red team was able to get the early kills, they got the camps, they got the leading experience, the early level 10. Everything was going their way. But now things start to change a bit, and with 16 ready for Team X-Ray, they're getting very bold here. And they're saying like, alright boys, now let's steal the lunch money. They go straight in for the Shaman camp. Interesting enough, the red team is actually fighting over this. So they're trying to see if they have an opportunity here to set something up, maybe a good mosh pit. But ETC gets already bodied, and so does Zeratul, and he is down. 2 ults had to be used for this, but with Zeratul eliminated, there's a chance to go for the fort, and they start, oh sorry, the keep, and they start to use that immediately to at least poke some damage. That's also the camp top side. Plus, arrow hits Malfurion. There's at least the mosh pit, that's a nice touch. And they might even get the kill against Rhaegar, and he goes down at the little doggy that could. Also, Kelvin gets annihilated. Yeah, that's the Chrome set down, and with Tyrael dying, we are all of a sudden looking at the triple kill. Abla is saying, okay, I'm going to sacrifice myself for the cause here, but maybe I'm going to get that keep. I just don't really think that he will. I have to admit that that Frostwolf Resilient that procced several times was nearly making it possible for him. But at the end of the day, the keep is still standing, and with 12 kills against 7, and the Immortal spawning in 15, this might have been a bad idea. Because they didn't get the keep, and the keep is really one of these things, either you take it down or you don't. So the catapults won't be spawning here. And now, can you win that Immortal? How do they play this? Halftime show should easily end up in the hands of the Slug. And this is problematic to say the least. Yeah, they're asking for trouble now. Thrall isn't back yet. On 16 he went into Alpha Wolf, as already theorized earlier in the game. After he took the Frostwolf pack, he had options for sure. But now it's pretty much down to who wins the team fight. Thrall is back to business, and well, Hanzo's joining up with them, but this could get nasty real quickly. So can they get the lockdown and a kill against someone? Because if the blue team loses this Immortal, and it's really going to be 100% shields or close enough to that, it would be a lot of damage. The interesting part here is that the red team, the Slug, they haven't actually taken a single fort down. Think about that for a second. They have Sylvanas, they have never really taken a fort here. Good lockdown against Thrall. Chromia's also completed her baseline quest a while ago, so she is now, with the double images, able to get a fair amount of damage through. When talking damage, we can actually take a little bit of a glimpse at that, just to get you guys a bit of an idea. Chromia is sitting at 41,000, 31,000 for Sylvanas at this point in time. But now bot lane is getting pressured from the camp that was taken previously. And we're heading straight into the team fight again. With ETC having the mosh pit ready, he's going to look for it. They're trying to set it up here. Ancestral healing, temporal loop, Kelvin in trouble, Malfurion with the ult, Zeratul comes in, and the triple panda just as the signification comes through. Good coordination for Team X-Ray, but the Slug is looking for a target. They're going for Chromie again, and the sandwich gets sandwiched, and that's a mosh pit that takes down 3. Great setup here from the Slug. Really well done. They get the triple kill after the mosh. Now the bot lane keep is still in trouble. But despite all of the damage against these keeps, Zeratul is going to save this one, and this is going to be a big Immortal. Have fun stopping that bad boy. 16 kills against 7. A level lead for the red team. Fort is going to fall. They have a good chance of destroying a keep too. Abla is trying to push out another wave, and honestly, this is going to cost the red team their keep. So it seems really like the red team is looking at this and just saying, guys, we're going to end with this. If they don't, then they're just trading a keep for a keep. That's pretty much what's happening there. So Thrall has to back. He has to back. This keep is a goner. This keep is definitely down. There's no saving this anymore. The keep's down. The only question that we have to ask ourselves right now is, can the red team end, or is the keep all they get? Because then they would have had a big Immortal and they just trade keep for keep. They could have defended the top lane. That Immortal would have taken the keep down one way or another, I assume. I don't think they can defend this. The keep, that is, but they should be able to defend the core. Oh, they already poked this one down quickly, as I say that. 10 seconds for Sanctification, so that's a big one. And the Immortal is already fairly down. Catapult is homing in on the core, by the way, on the red team side, so that's another big thing to deal with. But as we speak, this Immortal is not going to make it. I think the chances of them actually taking the core down are pretty slim. They're going to try, as you can tell, but I'm not sure if they can pull it off. They're trying, and they're losing Malfurion in just a second. You need to deal with the damage deal as though 60%, 50%. Can they kill Zeratul and the Panda? 30. They might just make it happen after all. Sylvanas and Zeratul are both down. The triple Panda with all the damage output. The Kid Master 10%. The Panda! And he goes down. A full 5-man team wipe as we have 7% on the core and level 20 abilities in the hands of the blue team. And all the way up the top, the keep is gone. And this is game. Team X-Ray turning a crazy one around. Everybody eliminated, and that's the easy move towards the core. Malfurion still down for another 20 seconds. There's absolutely no chance to hold this. Didn't lose a hero there. 7%, and they take it. This is the lead in the best of 5 in the grand final of the Division 1 Mythical Championship. GG, as Team X-Ray turns an insane game on its head and takes the W here on Battlefield of Eternity against the Slug. GG, and well played. Game number 2, Team X-Ray with a big comeback in game number 1. You could argue that the Slug kind of threw it a little bit here. But, well, let's see what game number 2 holds. Currently the lead in the best of 5 series here at the Mythical Championship Grand Final best of 5. And on the left side, Kelvin on Hanzo, X-Ray and Malfurion, Wit on Diablo, Galaxy on Junkrat, and Abla on Thrall. I've seen this story before. Right side of the map, Freaks for the Slug with Mal'Ganis out of order on Ana. Flopkaka sounds a little bit like Chewbacca. I'm gonna call him Chewbacca from here on out because I have no idea how to pronounce that name actually, and Chewbacca kind of fits. Okay, that was a bad one. On Alarak, we have Copenhagen on Leoric and Helicon on Sylvanas. Alrighty, game 2, and we have an Alarak and Mal'Ganis on the other side, so that's a good one. Top side, Thrall in position again, solo lane for him, therefore, Echo of Elements. Yep, trying to get the stacks in quickly so that he has the second charge active. Copenhagen is already rotating in too. There is actually one thing that I want to talk a little bit about while we are in the early game, because this is a talent choice that is oftentimes questioned whenever we play community games, whenever we go into ARAMs, for example, that pops through, and since a lot of people don't understand that, I want to go over it real quickly, and that is Thrall, who's actually getting body top line. What the hell? That's Thrall's level 7, so Ancestral Wrath is obviously by far the best talent to take there, since it provides you with a small nuke, it provides you at the same time also with sustainability, and just survivability in general is incredibly increased by it. But a lot of people are actually talking about follow-through and are asking, hey, if I go into Echo of Elements and I get a second charge, why isn't follow-through a good talent for me to take? And there's a couple of arguments for that in particular. Well, we might go over that in a second. Ooh, that was a close call. So, pretty much follow-through, the problem that you have with it is you need incredible mechanics in order to get follow-through value at the best of conditions. So in order to really get those order attacks in after an ability cast every single time, you need to be at the forefront, you need to have the mechanics to really pull this off, and even HGC players didn't do that. The reason being is the talent just doesn't provide you with enough damage to really make that choice. You get more damage out of a regularly casted Ancestral Wrath and a properly used one, and at the same time it provides you also with additional sustainability. So the mechanics that would be needed to really pull follow-through off are just something that a normal player is not going to be able to pull off in the slightest. And even if he does, he needs ideal scenarios with really a lot of frontline heroes on the other side to get that, and even if everything goes right, he will be overshadowed by the value that is granted to a Thrall player with Ancestral Wrath. So just a little bit of a talk over this, because that question popped up recently quite a lot, and I want to make sure that they're at least addressing it a little bit. And since in the early game we didn't see a kill yet, anything crazy happening, I think that time was probably best used going over a few of these things. So, with that said, we have X-Ray, and this is, by the way, the reason why you see Ancestral Wrath pretty much exclusively taken in all of these games, why we've seen it every time in HGC as well. So, yeah. Galaxy and the boys are moving up to the top. This time the early game is a little bit better for them. On the last map, map number 1, they were slightly behind this early in the game. Level 7 talents are not really playing a role for this one now, but Kelvin gets actually murdered. Nice one! That was a great follow-up on the route, and a perfect kill against Melganis. That could have gone any better for the blue team. They need to be careful that they don't lose Hanzo here, but Kelvin is still fine, and with that first kill, there's a good chance that the first objective is going to be claimed by the blue team. Team X-Ray going straight in for the Punisher, trying to rock that out. And I think that should actually work quite well here. Melganis is back, but you can already see that Leo has taken towards the middle of the map. Copenhagen is moving bot side to get even more experience. And talking experience, this one is, for example, going to be lost completely to the team in blue. So they're definitely sacrificing a bit. Thrall is now rotating down, but he's already a bit late on that. I love this talent, by the way. It's one of the dumbest talents in the entire game. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's just insanely stupid. It's like Chattering Teeth is just ridiculous whenever you see it. And I kind of love it. It's so dumb though. It's dumb in a funny way. Yeah, Punisher stun gets procced. The side wall has been opened up for that reason. They were hoping to follow up on the stun, but Alarak was controlling this one real nicely, putting a lot of pressure onto X-Ray. And with this, at least the wall destroyed, but they are hoping, of course, for more. Punisher jumps in again, and a kill against Hanzo. Alarak goes in for the wreck and takes Hanzo down. Ana needs to be slightly careful here, but is fine so far. In comes the move against Dibbles, who is able to move out. Leo and every single time they move, I'm just sitting there and I have to giggle a little bit. Like, I don't know, I just can't help myself there. But yeah, as it stands, there was a decent defense. We currently see also a grenade build for Ana, which I find interesting. Oh, actually, Dibbles down! Ah, nice play. Grenade build for Ana is interesting because after the recent patches, most players, especially on the highest level of play, have moved back into the Sleeping Dart builds and have played through them again. Especially, of course, Banana Age, which is pretty much the OG Ana these days. Washed Up has shown the path to most players, but this is still a little bit more old school. Locked down as the camp gets stolen away. Again, a bit of a missed opportunity. You can always provide vision and try and burn this down. But of course, there was already a poke around that. And heroes were ready to also receive some of these shots, which adds to that choice. Ancestral Wrath, as expected, taken on level 7, by the way, for Thrall, so no surprises here either. Level 10 abilities are the next talent in sight, so that's what we have to focus on now. But we have the lead in experience now for the red team, and that comes even though they lost the objective. So this early rotation from Loaric into the middle and bottom of the map has really panned out for them. They got some additional minion waves, pushed their own into the opponent's towers, and therefore denied them. So yeah, not a bad move. Didn't lose the top 4 either. Let's see, here comes the push against Freaks. He's only moving out. Quest completed for Thrall on his level 4, so the Frostwolf pack is in. And Leo is rotating topside again. It's actually, to me, interesting. With all the experience that we have on the blue team, it seems more and more obvious that the Slug, the red team, is doing a bit better when it comes to lane rotations and minion experience. They're doing a fairly good job with this. And now Diablo gets caught again by the rotation from the bot lane. It gets dropped once more, and this time he's down for the count. So yeah, 3 kills against 1. The Slug is doing a great job here. And now that the minion wave pushes in, you can already see that Copenhagen is pretty close. I can only assume that he's also trying to direct the team as much as he can. Which would actually be a little bit unorthodox. Normally it's not really the offlaner that dictates the rotations on the map. But I would assume that Copenhagen is still the most experienced player on this lineup. We had a similar situation back in the days with Eternal, for example, for Team Liquid, whereas they rotated shot callers around for quite some time and were really trying to find their flow. And it turned out that Eternal was really the one making the calls for them, where they had most of their success then. So that really turned things around for them. And it put a lot of stress onto the offlaner, and it's very atypical to see an offlaner making the shot calls in Heroes of the Storm, because usually you're trying to focus very heavily on your own 1 versus 1 situation, and you can't follow the 4-man that closely. But especially in that case, it was incredibly strong. But either way, in comes the move towards the top again. Already Kopenhagen in position. Wind is going straight in for the ult. They get the kill against Alarak. They burn Sylvanas to a crisp, and Melganis is also going to die for sure. Or is he? Well, root on the ground. The root is here, and there's the damage, and finally made me doubt myself there for a second. Melganis goes down, and that's an easy triple kill. It's a triple, baby! 4 kills against 3, and the blue team is back. So, yeah. We currently have also a big push coming topside, since the Shaman camp is taken. Sylvana seems to be the one trying to deal with that, but Arbla is also attempting to push it against the fort. So it seems like the second objective is going to be claimed by Team X-Ray once more. They are heavily ahead on the stacks now. And here goes in a little bit deep. Nice combo again from Alarak, but not enough to force a kill. Sleep that connected with Hanzo. Sylvana still defending topside, but with 30 stacks against 4 and a pre-tap now, as they head into the fight again, this should be an objective for Team X-Ray. They're trying to lock it down. But Malfurion gets eliminated. Alarak is back to business. Chewbacca is doing work. I really suck at my Chewbacca impression today. I really feel I have to apologize here for that. That was pretty bad. That, on the other hand, delivered the Punisher. Oh, they are fighting right on top of it. Arrow from Hanzo. A little bit more damage against Sylvanas. The kill against Dibbles. Can they get the counter kill? No, they cannot. Malfurion coming back, so does Diablo. And here we go. Push through the mid lane. Thrall at the top on the run. Pulling a Forest Gum here. Run, Forest, run! And even with the Earthquake, he's not going to survive this one. Nope, that's a kill. Well, in the mid lane, they baited him in deep, the Punisher. So, once again, the red team with a big lead at this point. Nicely done. Nicely done. Now, talking Star Wars, by the way. I mean, outside of the everlasting true statement that The Last Jedi was an absolute shit show and a total disgrace and ruined the entire franchise, if it wasn't ruined already, I have to admit that The Mandalorian is actually pretty cool. I didn't even realize that it was a series. I thought the entire time it was a movie. That's how done I was with Star Wars. But I stumbled more or less into the first episode of The Mandalorian, and I have to admit it was way better than I expected, and it gave me Firefly vibes of all things. So yeah, I watched the first episode and I thought, hey, that's a little bit reminiscent every now and then of Firefly, which is obviously a big plus. I'm really surprised to say that I am looking forward to see the next few episodes and see if they can follow up on that story. Apparently a different director, and it really shows. So yeah, pretty awesome. Just a little bit of a rant here at the side, just to let you know. But yeah, with that said, how did we come up with this actually? Ah yeah, Alarak, exactly. I'm not quite sure how exactly we made that transition, but it came through Alarak somehow. So the High Lord here is inspiring us, and that was also a very inspiring arrow. And here comes the crispy, tender flavor from Diablo as Alarak moves in, trying to wreck them all. But in this case, Malfurion reacted quickly, and that was a nice lockdown with his ult, able to drop the Twilight Dream, and that allows the kill against Sylvanas, and might actually lead to a second one against Melganis. Both down, 6 kills against 7. Yeah, it feels like every single time that the shit is hitting the fan and the blue team is behind, they get their act together and, yeah, clench their butt cheeks a little bit, and then all of a sudden they win those team fights that are really important to them. So now we have them nearly on the same experience as their opponent. They are still ahead when it comes to structures. They haven't taken it down, but hey, they took damage, or they dropped damage on them. So that was pretty impressive. And they are about to take down the first fort at the bottom of the map. Right here. So, Leo and Alarak are still sitting in the middle. Look at all the camps that are taken, by the way. There's a lot of experience, too, now in the hands of Team X-Ray. The Slug losing the first fort, and they're starting to lose that momentum that they built in the mid-game. It's just perfect. It's such a silly talent. I love it. That's the stuff that nightmares are made from. Alright. Yeah, towards the top side. I actually never really understand why it's Junkrat that drops the Chattering Teeth, because it always feels to me like it has to be Malfurion. I mean, that geezer is so old that his beard is already turning green. So if anybody has the Chattering Teeth, yeah, it has to be him. Maybe it's like a bit of a duo thing, like I don't know. But either way, top side where the shrine spawns, we have level 16 for both now. And now we have our little setup with Junkrat moving in. Good poke from the outside. Ults are coming back too for both teams. 16 versus 16 gives us a great setup here. Both teams have, by the way, still a fountain up. Ford is on half HP, but the fountain of the red team still exists. Okay. Teeth are chattering again. Here comes the arrow against the backline. Nicely done. And the Earthquake as Thrall locks them down, but Dibbles is dead. First victim, never even got the lightning breath off. They try for a counter kill, but Alarak again with a big setup and a double hit. Alarak is sitting at 33,000 damage. He's done fantastic so far. And they're moving in once more, and they get the kill against Hanzo. Yeah, Alarak with the aggressive setup this time with the deadly charge here, and it really, really does wonders for them. The only one that hasn't died on the blue team so far is actually Junkrat. He's the only survivor, and Diablo has been bullied. 5 deaths on him. Yeah, they took everything from him. They took his lunch money, they took his sneakers, and they locked him into his locker. Yeah, well, bottom of the map, Thrall doing his thing. Trying to get another camp here, and Galaxy is the one moving away after he escorted away another wave through, but of course the aggression is now towards the keep itself, and they kind of want to hold on to that. I mean, it's kind of important. You don't want those catapults just coming your way the entire game. But I love the aggression that we're seeing from Chewbacca over here. Ah, that's how we came up with Star Wars. Exactly, I called him Chewbacca. Yeah, okay, now, finally. Yeah, I got it. It took a little bit, but we're here. In comes the lightning breath and the arrow against Chewbacca. Alarak gets stunned out for just a second. Not for too long though. And they're still fighting for that keep. Bottom push still going strong thanks to the camp that was claimed. But they're actually defending this. Yeah. Okay. Blue team, again, they have the lead in the best of 5 series. They turned it around in the first game, and this is something that at least would worry me if I'm a player on the side of the Slug. Because after you had that big of a lead, you can lose that game, you can lose any game pretty much. So that's that. But well, as it stands, we have level 18 versus 17. 6 kills against 9. Camps are taken again. Leo at the bot side. And in comes Freaks, a little bit deep, have to be careful. Alright, the damage against him gets the lockdown. I'm a bit surprised that he actually went into that choke point, but apparently he is fearless. And, well, fearless and very dead, I'd say. So yeah, Dracula my ass. That vampire got nowhere. So he gets eliminated quickly. A little bit into that, the entire team asking, dude, what are you doing? Junkrat is controlling the choke point, what do you expect us to do right now? And that's the end of the fort. There's 6 Khazras already moving straight through the middle. And yeah, they're migrating. They heard that Diablo 4 is coming, so they're migrating right now. Yeah, another one that is currently trying to get out of the way is Kopenhagen, and I suppose that he's just gonna ghost away from this one. What? Did we just fat finger his lightning breath, or what was that? Like, in which universe are you getting the kills with lightning breath here? I'm a little bit confused. I mean, I don't think that he needs that cooldown anytime soon, so by all means, go for it, but outside of looking pretty, he didn't do very little with that. Maybe it was all the rage that he built up inside and he wanted to release because he gets bullied the entire game long. I can understand that. Should be ready for the next objective, and that's when he really needs it. But yeah, he just wanted to roar a little bit Diablo style. Yeah, he was mad. Oh, it's glorious. It is absolutely glorious. It is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Okay, so 9 kills against 7, 19 for both, meaning Storm Talons are very likely to drop into the hands of both teams before the next objective spawns. Galaxy anchoring his own play again as he makes it towards another setup. And here we go. Tries to make it happen with the Khaldor at the bottom of the map. Yeah, mid lane, there's the push here. Both teams, let's be honest, both are just looking for 20 at this point. You don't want to risk anything. You know that this could literally be the last objective. I mean, just imagine the blue team winning this one. If they push it through at the bottom of the map, but the wall is already gone, they have a good chance of taking it. Level 20 abilities are here. Sylvanas was actually a bit exposed there for a second, but moved away early and also has Will of the Forsaken, so that really helps her. But now we have Buried Alive. That's a game changer, always was. So from here on out, they might be able to make that play. The hasty bargain also for Alarak. Bot lane gets pushed. And here's the early lead on the objective. They have 4 stacks already. I'm probably going to pick up a few more. Should be roughly at 10 before the red team makes it into it. That's more or less the case. So at this point, the big question will become, can the blue team claim another one? They have a Khaldor camp pushing through the bottom of the map, and that might put pressure onto the keep already, which is going to enhance the power of this push if they take the Punisher. The blue team has a big opportunity here. They need to be careful, but thankfully for them, we have the lockdown against, well, Leo mostly. There it comes. They're trying to move in. Riptire. Good damage against that backline. Where's the Entomb? Lightning Breath is in. There's the Buried Alive, but they cannot get the kill. Punisher is taken. Leo is burned down. Riptire nearly takes down Ana, and Mal'Ganis dies as we still have Alarak fighting it through. But look at the red team. They are losing everything here. And Out of Order is going to die now. That arrow is going nowhere. That's aimed for Canada, if anything. I'm actually amazed that Ana survived this, but I can tell you a secret that the keep doesn't. And this should be the end of the core and game number 2. Sylvanas finally dies. Top keep is taken down too. But unless there's a miracle defense now coming from somewhere, this is going to be a 2-0 lead in the best of 5 series at the grand final. And yeah, that's indeed the case. Ada goes down, and so do the hopes and dreams of the Slug to turn this series around on game number 2. A 2-0 lead in the best of 5 for Team X-Ray. Game number 3, ladies. Yeah, series could soon be over. We're on Sky Temple, and Team X-Ray is apparently giving themselves a bit of a handicap here. They're going full NA. Kelvin on Jaina, X-Ray Malfurion. Tracer, played by Galaxy. So far, everything as it should be, but now you look at Abla, and he plays Uther side lane. With Wit on Mal'Ganis. So, yeah, it will become an interesting game with a lot of stuns and a double support for Tracer and Jaina, and also to keep Mal'Ganis alive. The Slug, on the other hand, with Freaks on Johanna, Out of Order on Rhaegar, Kopenhagen on ETC, Halcyon on Reyna, and Chewbacca on Zeratul. Okay, now let's see if we're gonna have a bit of a comeback for the boys in red. Already our setup top side. Obviously the blue team wants to brawl. They have a double support right now, so they have to sustain. And they're nearly getting the kill against Kopenhagen, who barely moves out. Side lane ETC, by the way. So we're gonna see him with stage dive on level 10, so that he gets the global on the top lane and can stage dive into potentially the second objective phase, which will spawn the bottom of the map. This is always one of the issues for me personally, Sky Temple is always a map that I don't really enjoy too much. It's very, very scripted when it's played on a high level. So as we have that double support and maybe a bit of a weirder setup, that doesn't necessarily have to be the case here. But you always know that objective number 2 spawns a single temple at the bottom of the map, and that you will have level 10 roughly around that time. So it's always that focus onto the bot lane in the beginning when you attempt to take your opponent's fountain down, so that they lose the self-sustain on the lane quickly and you have the upper hand then for the second objective, and maybe set yourself a bit ahead there. And it also means at the same time that you want to have your global hero towards the top of the map so that he can then join the fight at the bottom after picking up some extra experience for the team. There's a lot of really scripted rotations and scripted moves on this particular map since it's just always the same pattern. But we'll have to figure out if Copenhagen can use that to his advantage. For now, the teams just go straight through the motions. We have Siege Giants taken first as the 1 minute mark spawns them. And after that, the night camp, the hard camp, is taken topside too. Which at this point, oh well, Bruiser camp these days. Now, Blizzard renamed those actually quite a lot. First they were called hard camp and light camp. Easy camp. And then well, all of the Siege Giants explained that this is actually discriminatory and that they are not easy, that they don't like the connotation, the expectation that comes with it. Apparently too many advances were made and they're like, hey guys, they're not that easy. So Blizzard renamed them and now it's all about the Siege Giants. But as it stands, the old school players will still be remembered of those camps being called easy camps. This is actually one of the reasons if you ever listen to the comms in HGC of anyone, whenever they released some of those, that a lot of the calls were still made about easy and hard camps because the pros started, or a lot of the pros started back in those days and were used to calling them that. But as it stands, we currently have topside, the push coming with the Bruiser camp. And gets quickly taken down here. Tracer already rotating through. X-Ray on the other hand in trouble and Malfurion goes down. And that's a quick first kill against him. Zeratul comes through and yeah, just shreds him with his Psyblades right there. Galaxy, he's the one who has to make the plays right now. And the traditional exchange between temples is currently about to start, with Malfurion coming back. That have the double support, thanks to Uther. It's actually Jaina that moves to the bottom of the map, and Wit was just attempting to hold this one as long as possible. The problem is he's literally going up against 3 now, and might fall here, especially with Reyna rotating in. But Rhaegar is also in a bit of trouble. Already looking at Christmas. Just look at him. Reindeer Rhaegar right there. That's always surprising to me how quickly we have all of these Christmas things at supermarkets. And this year is no exception. And I gotta say, it affects me because I have a sweet tooth. And whenever I go into a supermarket and I see all that Christmas candy, I'm just sitting there and saying like, ooh, let's go for it. I'm a marzipan kid, by the way. Fuck licorice. It's pretty much like a thing that's always holding true. Yeah, very few people like marzipan and licorice. For most people, it's one or the other. And for me personally, I can just say licorice is just disgusting. So Jaina goes down, but so does ETC, so it's a kill for a kill. In the middle of the map, it's a bit of a different setup where Wit again is just holding the point for as long as he possibly can. We have 2 kills against 1, and Zeratul is still trying to take him down. He needs to be cautious too, because Tracer's rotating in, and if Galaxy would have been a little bit quicker on that rotation, he could have gotten the kill here. So Abla at the top, staying aside. Even experience still. Obviously with Uther you also have the additional stuns coming through, so he has the CC that he can really really use, but let's see how that pans out. Jaina at the bottom of the map. She has the wave clear. Always knew she was a Dreadlord. Flying around on the hover scooter there as well. Let's see. It's all about objective number 2, as I said previously. So you know it's going to spawn around the time that you hit level 10 abilities. That's why ETC has now taken towards the top lane. He is the side laner for the team. He's playing this incredibly safe, doesn't attack the minion wave, really makes it difficult for the blue team to get experience. In the first place, they have to move out. He is staying safe, so he stalls out the lane. And once that he has level 10, he can global down to the bottom of the map whenever he needs to. And they're actually getting the lockdown against Uther. Yeah, good old Uther has a bit of a problem. The stun might come through against Zeratul, but let's face it, that's going to be the end of him anyways. So he gets taken down. I actually think that the red team, especially Reindeer Rhaegar, heard how Uther abandons snowmans all the time. Or snowmen. So therefore, they have a little bit of a hard-on for him and take him down there without any problem whatsoever. The light abandons snowman. Not really a Christmas character. Uther confirmed as the Grinch. He needs a Grinch skin, if you ask me. Already, Vision claimed, and now, with Copenhagen topside, gathering more experience for the team, his global ability should come through soon. Also, interestingly enough, we have the Warp Skirmisher taken here. Alright, fair enough. Don't see that one too often, but let's see how much he can get out of that. So far he's actually done a pretty decent job whenever they got an isolated setup against someone here. So, Wit, yeah, they have their level 10, okay. Red team is starting to take it. Oh, that's an interesting one. Tracer! Yeah, you're gonna... What? That's gonna take a while, dude, and it's also not gonna work. I mean, unless you get a little bit of help there. Congratulations, you took one of them down. If ETC actually at any point sniffs that out, this is gonna be a crude awakening for a few heroes. But I feel like the red team has already realized that something's going on there. X-Ray is walking literally into the fort, so they take that away. And that's of course a huge commitment that they just made. And now they go for ETC. There's the stun, and it's a massive CC chain. Stuns from Uther, Divine Storm, and then also the setup with Malfurion's ult, and all of a sudden we have a kill coming in. Talking kills. At the bottom they're attempting to get the quick kill against Wit. At least getting the channel through, but the blue team is getting real value out of this. They have a double bruiser camp now pushing topside. And that means they have a chance to take this wall down as well. And with that, they all of a sudden have the lead in structures. Despite the fact that with, well, Malgan is at the bottom of the map fighting against Johanna and, well, against two, Johanna and Rhaegar. The shots have still been taken, but there's not a single fort destroyed yet. Guys, this is bad for the Slug, seriously. If this map is taken by Team X-Ray, they have a 3-0 victory in this grand final at the Mythic Championship. And that would be unfortunate. There's the quick move towards the top, Ring of Frost, Ancestral is keeping EDC alive, and the kill for kill, nice. First Zeratul gets the drop on Tracer, but the bomb still connects and he falls too. And uh-oh, double kill, Jimmy down, and so is Johanna. And that hurts. Oh, the reindeer is also dead, and the keep topside gets eliminated. Bottom fort is about to fall. For a moment I was really thinking they would maybe try and make a play for the core itself, but of course it's too early in the game. 8 minutes and 30 in. Let's just face it, the death timers are so low at this point that you can't really pull this one off. And now 6 kills against 4, big lead. And this hurts. I mean, 13 is... First of all, they have a level lead, they have a talent lead, they have a structure lead. Yeah, pretty much rocking this entire game right now. The momentum in the hands of the, of Team X-Ray is it's crazy, it's incredible. It's going to come down to a boss play, I really think. At some point, we're going to see one of the two teams making a play for the boss here. First of all, there's even more aggression around the Siege Giants, but Team X-Ray isn't quick enough to force anything here. There is still the global. We still have to highlight that there is a global ability in the game, and it's only on the side of the Slug. So they have that as an advantage. In the macro game, they have a bit of an advantage over their opponent. The problem that they're facing is that it's not even. And you want to be in an even spot when you are going into macro play. But ETC can at least control the top lane, and that's important. Since if they didn't have ETC with a global ability, they would quickly fall victim to these catapults, I can only assume. Now 13 talents are about to drop in. ETC with a slide, and goodbye Jaina. Jaina is down, and X-Ray is also going to get taken apart. Jimmy comes in and takes him down methodically, right between the eyes, baby. Also a kill against Tracer, and that's a quick triple kill. All of a sudden, the red team is... I mean, I don't want to say back, but that was important. If they grab both of those temples, they might actually start to take elite in structures. Which sounds a bit crazy, considering that the keep has fallen. But that is all of a sudden a realistic outcome here from this objective phase. So yeah, that fort in the middle is going to fall. The one at the bottom has been destroyed. The one at the top is also taking severe damage. This is all of a sudden turning. There is the advantage of having a keep destroyed on your opponent's side, but when we're talking general structures, the red team has just taken the lead. Yeah, red team is going to take a lead through this. There's still a fight happening. I find this a bit problematic then again, because ETC can still stage dive in another few seconds. He only needs another 10. So this could be a big fight over here. Well, they're trying to make the play right now. ETC takes the few remaining shots. All of the forts have been eliminated. And ETC is going to come in any second. 2 more. 3 seconds left. It's ETC time. Stage dive, baby. After he gets all. Yes, there we have it. Roots on the ground. Kopenhagen gets attacked immediately, but this actually missed. Good move from Rhaegar. He got the cleanses out as well. Galaxy is still alive, but Uther is down. And with Uther dropped, 8 kills against 6 and a few shots remaining on the bottom temple. Guys, they pulled it off. The Slug is back in this. The Slug is back in this game. Zeratul is still on the run, but it's honestly impressive considering that 8 minutes and 30 seconds into this game, we've seen a keep fall and Team X-Ray thinking about going core. And now 3 minutes later, not only does the red team have a lead in talents, they have a lead in talents in the second. They have a lead in kills and they have a lead in structures. That turned quickly. Definitely a 6.5 out of 5 moment right there. Not even the Ancestral needed. Nicely done. Out of order, playing it safe. Well, not really playing it safe. Sitting there and saying like, okay boys, I think I can keep the Ancestral at least for now. But yeah, we have, in our third game of this best of 5 series, an opportunity for the Slug to put a point onto the scoreboard and start a bit of a comeback. But now Benediction is in. Blind as a bat as well, by the way. But with Benediction, there's now also a chance for the double stun. ETC comes in again. There's the Malfurion ult. And the setup against ETC. Big stuns coming from Uther. Malfurion is dead, but the cow is down. Problem is that Zeratul is also dying. And with that double kill, it's starting to turn again against the Slug. I like this game. A lot of back and forth action that we have between the two teams. 8 kills against 9 at this point. Still the 2 camps top side. Catapults are massing in too. Siege Giants are claimed. And those Siege Giants are severely taking down the hit points on this one. And that's another problem. Nobody is dealing with that boss attempt. So seems like Team X-Ray has regained the momentum in this one. There's still waves that are pushing against them. But in a 4 versus 3, the red team is not making any moves to the boss. The boss is taken. And the defense has to be set up to make sure that no second keep falls, because ETC can hold 1 lane with the global. He is going to struggle once the 2 lanes are affected and continuously pushed. 5 versus 5 at least, as we're heading into the next objective phase. Johanna, the one that apparently is willing to deal with the Siege Giants, to slow them down slightly, but the rest of the team is murdering that boss. Easily at that, I might add. So the boss is not going to get too much work done. Actually, fairly little, and ETC is the only one staying here because, again, he has stage dive. He can easily jump into the fight. So for now, we have our setup in the middle for the red team. And interestingly enough, they still have a slight... It's pretty much even in structures. If there's a slight advantage for any of the teams, it's probably for Team X-Ray. So trading into the opponent with a temple each is not really bad for them. They've already done a lot of damage to that wall at the top previously. The one at the bottom has also suffered. So technically, trading into Team X-Ray when it comes to temple control is not bad for them. So this is starting to really hurt the keep in the middle of the map, as you can tell. The wall has been destroyed, pretty much all of them are opened up. ETC is still getting experience at the bottom of the map. And here's the pressure against the keep. Whereas over here, this is not going to do anything anytime soon. And just look at Zeratul. He's even moving out, trying to slow a few of these down, and Jimmy has moved into the middle. It's all about vision right now and control. And there's a lot of damage towards the keep. They can't take it down yet. Top lane is also getting pressured a bit, but ETC is claiming more and more experience at the bot side. He's pushing this lane out. Yeah, just look at this. Catapults are in, and guys, this keep is taking a beating. It's not falling, but Zeratul could sneak in if they wanted to. Would be a very risky play. He might die for that. But it's definitely an opening. An opening that you can also use if you win a single team fight, for example. Yeah, it's a really interesting game. A lot of turns. A lot of turns. Dangerous part for the Slug is all the CC that we see from Team X-Ray. They have an incredible amount of CC. And they've not been afraid to use it at all. A double stun from Uther in addition to the Divine Storm. That puts 3 stuns into his hands alone. Then you have slows and burst damage from Jaina, Twilight Dream and Roots on Malfurion. You get caught by that setup once and you're dead within seconds unless Rhaegar can save your ass with a good cleanse, ancestral healing, or at least a shield. So, yeah. And there's the setup attempt. Oh, yes. Oh yes, they are hunting that Zeratul. They are hunting him whenever they can. Just look at Uther fearlessly riding in on his little warhorse. Of course, level 20 is on the menu for both teams now. And they're pushing again. They have siege giants, so they have at least something. This is close. This is really close. Uther! That was a good penetrating round. If he doesn't connect that, if that stun hits him and Mal'Ganis comes in from the side, he's toasted. He is absolutely toasted. There's level 20, only in the hands of one team. Cold Snap for Jaina. So cooldown reduction is what they're looking at now. They need to avoid the fight, which is exactly what they do. Mal'Ganis has already dropped his ult. But we're gonna see Storm Talons for both teams in just a second. Zeratul needs to be careful. Good damage, really good damage. They get the kill. Tracer is down. Chewbacca, look at you, baby. Great damage from him. Now the level 20 talents are in. Uther trying to save his ass, but the Condemn still connected with him, so he gets slowed back into it. And Abla goes down. He has redemption, so they can take him down a second time. And all of a sudden, we're talking not only about the keep eliminated in the middle, which has already fallen, but Zeratul gets also dropped. Uther falls again, or should fall again in a second. Yep, and there he does. Nice move by Jimmy with a good penetrating round. He finishes the job. Top side is pushing against the core. But damn, baby, all of a sudden we're talking 4 against 3. That's the setup on the map now. The core is soon going to take damage on the side of the Slug. They have to take at least the catapults down. I mean, that's a double catapult homing in on this one. But they also need to fight over this one. So ETC is doing his thing again and is moving back. Also went into the crowd pleaser, so cooldown reduction is his thing for him. Since he will have to rely on that global a lot. That's not really a bad move. But what a setup here again. I mean, damn. That game is just going back and forth the entire time. Again, the move and the double kill. Jaina and Malfurion. They are united in death as they're getting dropped here. Boss up in another 14 seconds. That's an opportunity. That's a big opportunity all of a sudden. 14 seconds for the boss. 2 heroes down for another 40 for Team X-Ray. If that's not a boss move, then I don't know what is, seriously. They get the shots fired, ETC moves in, he's reclaiming the last few, and with him now taking that, it means top keep is going to be eliminated. Zeratul is now moving in, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing that Team X-Ray can do about this right now. ETC can still move away whenever anyone is sneaking onto the temple. He got a few more shots. Not enough to take the keep down. But they have the boss at the bottom of the map now, and they take the remaining 8 shots as well. Yeah, keep is down. Bot lane has taken damage, and they are starting to rotate over with the boss. Shots are fired. The keep has already taken pressure. This is bad. This is sheep level bad for Team X-Ray. Bad. So right now, it might be a victory for the Slug. I mean, they're gonna try. We are 19 minutes in. That boss hurts. That boss really hurts, and all that you need is 1 kill and you can go for the core. And there's the crowd pleaser. What a setup! And a quick kill against Jaina, against Malfurion. Oh boy. Uther is down. Zeratul gets saved by the Ancestral. The boss is unimpressed and still takes the structures down. But they are going to drop them one after another here. X-Ray tries to survive, but Chewbacca has different plans. Goes in with Zeratul and delivers the final blow. Wit is eliminated, and that's a 5-man team wipe. They are dropping them quickly and move towards the core to put the first point for the red team onto the scoreboard in this best of 5 series at the Mythic Championship Grand Final. GG and well played as the Slug takes game number 3. Game number 4, ladies! Let's go! We have Volskaya Foundry, 4th map. And yeah, the Slug coming back into the series with a victory on Sky Temple. To the left, for Team X-Ray, we have Wit on Tyrael, Kelvin on Liming, Galaxy on Sylvanas, X-Ray himself on Malfurion, and Abla on Leoric. Alright. Over to the right side of the map, the Slug with Out of Order on Anna, Freaks on Johanna, Copenhagen on Blaze, we have Halcyon on Thrall, and Chewbacca on Mephisto. And there we go! All of a sudden, Crash Lightning is an option because we have an offlaner in the form of Blaze, so Thrall can join the rotation. And that's actually pretty great. So Crash Lightning, if you get the stacks together, is a really solid setup. This is one of the few maps where you can claim it. It's interesting to see poor Anna sitting top side, going for the wave clear here. Pretty sure that's not what she's gonna do. We have our solo laners at the bottom of the map. But yeah. Osson's Renewal also taken by Leo on level 1 as we're heading into this. But yeah, we're ready and Gucci to go. So... wave clear Anna at the top. When we're talking about Volskaya Foundry, 1 level or 1 minute into it, it's obviously all about those turrets that you're trying to claim as quickly as you can, so that during the objective, the camp spawns for the second time and you can grab your second turret. But, well, there we have it. Everybody's moving already in. Sylvanas is pushing out another wave towards the top, and it's actually Johanna that rotates over to Meteor and get her wave clear in. Mephisto is also in play. It's a bit of a weird setup that they're running at this point. I mean, later on in the game, you're either going to see the nano boost on Thrall if he completes his quest in time, or instead you will see it on Mephisto. Both obviously decent targets for that. But Thrall with the completed Crash Lightning in the late game can do wonders. And it's a little bit up to the blue team now to spread out when they know that Crash is looking for the additional stack. If you can keep Thrall low on his Crash Lightning stacks, then you're gonna have a pretty good game against him. And yeah, this is obviously true as well, which is one of the reasons why in this map you oftentimes see Thrall, if he can join the 4-man, go into Crash Lightning, because there's a lot of fights forced over the objective itself, where you have 5 versus 5, and you have the same also here at the top with the support camp, and in we go! Shields already dropped to the Iron Skin, X-Ray taking a bit of damage, and they're making the play, and the turret gets dropped. They're gonna exchange it here if they can. Trying to push the opponent down, and the combo flipping! Nice and well played. Quick move straight into this, and Copenhagen goes down to the double kill. Ah, well done. That was a really nice combo from Kelvin, and it resulted in a kill against Mephisto, and therefore the damage gone. We have 2 kills against 0 and a level lead. And we have on level 4 an Orb here. Orb talent taken. Now, we have, again, we went over this like 1,000 times. You can definitely go for an alternative talent on level 4. We see Mach and others do it too, even though they pretty much never go into the Orb talent, but instead go for the missiles. So it's more about dominance being reduced a bit in value in the past. The more important choice is level 7, and this is where Calamity is just a given. Outside of North America, at least, that is. Would shock me if they see anything else here. Yeah, but now with the objective spawning and still a level lead in the hands of the blue team, it also means that Team X-Ray has an earlier level 7 available for themselves, and that should give them, if not a massive lead on the first objective, then actually, through it, honestly, they should get the objective within either way. If you have a level 7 over your opponent, especially with the setup that they are running, hell yeah, you're gonna have a massive lead. I mean, are you fighting against the talent advantage here if you can in any way help it? I don't think so. And that Calamity in and of itself already is a huge deal. On top of that, you have the Swift Retribution, there's the damage again. And guys, they're at 70% already. That's half level missing for the red team. They might just be able to force something here. But right now, they would probably be well advised to just give that Protector over as quickly as they can, because one way or another, it should... I would be amazed if the Slug takes this one. 4 minutes in, there's the overtime reach. Sylvanas is still sitting topside, waiting it out. Level 7 now on both sides, but again, unless you're winning a massive team fight now, the red team is pretty much done there. Out of order, already popping the darts with Anna the entire time. 1 needle at a time, baby. And there's the setup against Mephisto, and the kill. Freaks is about to be eliminated too, and they drop her. So Jojo down, Mephisto down, that's 4 kills against 0, that's a Protector in their hands too, guys. This game is, at least at the beginning, a pretty big stomp. Now, we've seen incredible comebacks in this series already, so I'm not counting the Slug out yet. But let's be honest for just a moment here. This is not boding well for objective number 2. They lost the top fountain. They're losing the top fort so quickly that well, I mean, honestly, the protector is at 80-90% HP still and can now move into the middle where the rest of the team has already started to take the hit points off the fort. They might get 2 forts with the first objective. It doesn't get any better than that, and they take this one easily. This is a disaster. I have never, ever seen this much of a lead in this game by any team. They rotate one side. They are opening all of this up. They are shitting all over them. Honestly, the players on the red team are going to need a shower after this one. This is level 10 abilities already now for Team X-Ray. They took the wall down at the bot lane. They can steal their opponent's candy away, aka grab the turret. And that's rough. This is really rough. I would have not been surprised at all if all of a sudden Team X-Ray decided that they're going to YOLO into the bot lane to drop that fort and just take all of them. They instead go for the items. I like actually that the red team is trying to take this. I'm not sure if they really can, since the rotation is already coming. Uh-oh, that entomb is going to hurt. I like the idea behind it, but yeah, the blue team, Team X-Ray, they knew this was coming, and they played this perfectly. This is another kill against Mephisto. He has 0 chances of escape. Yeah, he can run, he can't hide. This is gonna be the end. Calamity kill for Li Ming. 5 kills against 0, 2 levels ahead, and they take every single item on the map now. And they still have the chance to go for the bottom objective. Oh, well, sorry, the bottom fort, but that preps them for objective number 3. This is going to hurt. Oh god, this is going to hurt. When we're talking about objective number 2 towards the top of the map, it's normally level 13 that we're talking about. There's no way the Slug gets 13 in time. Absolutely no way. There's a 2-level lead still. And all 3 forts have been eliminated. I can't even begin to express how insane that is. Let's take a quick look at the stacks on Thrall. I don't even want to look, to be honest. 18... Oh, well, it's better than I expected. That is honestly better than I expected. 18 stacks for him. Alright, fair enough. And with level 10 abilities, they're now trying to force the fight here. And this seems like they're grabbing at least 1 turret, and indeed they do. But the fight is still here. Blue team is totally willing to fight it. Wit with the sanctification. Could drop it, doesn't yet. There it is. Bunker's also on the ground. Nano boost on Mephisto. Kelvin is looking for another combo. But so far they're surviving. Could there be a kill maybe against Leo? Ooh, Thrall nearly dead. Leo survives. Johanna on the run. Uh-oh, the girl's in trouble. Leo cannot follow it up yet, but Mephisto dies again. Mephisto is getting murdered this game. 6 kills against 0. And honestly, Team X-Ray at this point, their biggest problem is they don't really know what to destroy anymore. How often have you been in this situation where you are waiting for the first objective to spawn and there's not even a fort on the map any longer that you can attack? They're just sitting there as like, guys, how do we play this? We've never been this far ahead on this map, so I don't really know what to do here. Top, you have to give top up. If you are on the side of the red team, I honestly don't know what you're fighting for. Can you fight for objective number 2 when your opponent has a 2-level lead? They have also a talent advantage, and at the same time you don't have a fountain anymore? Can you let it go? Because the next objective is going to spawn bot side, and the only thing that you're going to trade this fight for is a level 13 versus, in terms of talents, a level 13 versus level 16 talent fight, which isn't any better. This is just a lost situation. The only thing that can really bring the red team back are a few kills. If they can set them up somehow and get a kill or 2 in, that might change things. You have to remember that if you kill heroes of the opponent's team, and that opponent's team is multiple levels ahead of you, you're getting a massive underdog bonus in experience for these kills. So this is literally the ticket for the Slug to come back into the game. If they can take a few heroes down, that experience bonus that they will receive can bring them back. It can bring them back on at least a talent tier with their opponent. Because right now, they are fighting a losing battle. And I assume that it's the top keep that the blue team is aiming for now. They have a 3-level lead right now for a few more seconds. The stats advantage alone is incredible at this point. Yeah, and I've been talking about it since the first game. Team X-Ray is the favorite in this series. With a couple of incredible maps that didn't make it look like it, but this one definitely shows exactly that. That wall is toast. Half level 216. And the Protector's still up. They're waiting for the next minion wave, but they have an easy chance to put the herd onto the keep. And I feel if they grab 16 now in the process of this fight too, they're definitely going to get the keep. 50% still on the Protector. They're jumping in with it and they're trying to drop it here. There is a chance the Team X retakes this with a 3-1 victory. But, again, kills on the ticket back into it and Arbla fell really low, so Leo needs to be cautious. There's 2 healing beacons in their hands. The keep hasn't fallen. Can they turn it around? 16 and 13. Talents are in. Still the big advantage. Leo has the Entomb back up in another 3 seconds, but the fight is already starting and they're jumping in with the Sanctification being used. Malfurion with his ult dropping the Twilight Dream and they're forcing them back. And where's the Entomb? There's the Entomb. Okay, that could be a kill. Oh, yes, the kill against Mephisto. Johanna on the run, but they are trying to go for the keep at this point. And they're trying to go for Copenhagen. And Blaze is gonna fall. What is he? Blaze? Yeah, there comes the kill. And Galaxy comes through with another attempted one against Thrall, but obviously the keep is down. Johanna was able to Hearthstone back, but 8 kills against 0 is 3-level lead. Keep eliminated topside. Oh my god, what a beating. What a beating. Do you guys hear that? Do you hear that? The cries for mercy of the Slug are echoing throughout Volskaya Foundry at this point. But yeah, so far Team X-Ray hasn't shown any. So right now, camps are up again. They're gonna run out of heroes that can carry items, I think. So you gotta be careful, girl. He has Entomb back up. If you don't pay attention, you're gonna get Entombed again, and they're gonna try and drop you once more. I mean, just let's have a look at the kill. Thrall hasn't died. Anna hasn't died yet either. But Mephisto is getting murdered. He is getting absolutely murdered in every single fight. And Li Ming is sitting at 43,000 damage. Top damage in the game. Resets and great combos that we see from Kelvin. And they are absolutely taking advantage of that lead that they have. Mercilessly, they're pushing it through. They're going straight into the middle now to drop another wall. Catapults are continuously spawning topside already. The bottom objective is something that at any point they can go for. And they aim for another item now. They control the entire map. They paint it blue. They take every single camp that is available pretty much. It is crazy. It's honestly crazy. It's been a while since I've seen someone dominate this hard on the map. Can there be a comeback? We've seen incredible comebacks from the Slug in this series. But honestly, they've never been this far behind. Then again, on Sky Temple, I thought it was pretty insane how quickly the keep fell 8.5 minutes into the game, and they were able to turn that around. The problem is there is no boss on this map, and the objective works very, very differently. You just can't rotate around to your opponent and trade temples into them, which they did previously. But they came back through team victories. But in order to pull one off here, we really need a great setup with maybe Mephisto's ult, Johanna coming in with the jet propulsion from Blaze. The bot lane is getting attacked. If that objective, if that protector is taken by Team X-Ray, they're gonna go for the core. I can guarantee you that much. But now it's even talents. This is the one moment where they might be able to force a fight. And this is exactly what they're looking for. They're gonna try and fight here. They're gonna try and pull this one off. They know they have to fight around this. It's the only even talent fight that you are going to get. None other. And Leo is pushing mid-side. X-Ray has a chance to maybe get 20. And with Sylvanas moving in, they're going to go for the keep now. They're just saying, hey, if you have a 5-man at the bottom of the map, we're going to disable the keep with Sylvanas, and we're going to take the second keep down. Be our guest. Sylvanas is already moving away. She's not overstaying at any point, but that means the attack at the bot lane is happening. And all of a sudden, Anna's in trouble. Anna is in trouble and might just be out of order here. Yeah, that's a kill. That's a kill. Oh, it should be. Anna's on... yeah, it's a killer, but he's against Malfurion. Malfurion is down. Anna still survives. Sleeping Dart against Tyrael. And look at that. Our girl still survives, but the kill against Mephisto and Anna is dead too. Level 20 is ready. Oh god, this is a disaster. Kill attempt against Thrall, buried alive, baby. Blocked 2 as he tries to rush out. The Protector is taken. Interesting enough by the red team. The red team takes the Protector. Johanna on the mission, so they win the objective. It's 11 kills against 1. With Malfurion falling, they get quite a bit of experience, but now the mid lane is still attacked and Sylvanas disables the keep again. Not a perfect game from Team X-Ray, we already know that. But can they win it? They're definitely trying. 2 keeps down. Protector doesn't even try to attack, it's just like sitting there. They need to catch up 3 levels if they want to make a move. This is just crazy. Catapults are pushing every single lane already as is. And they're moving through the bottom 2, putting the first few points of the keep there as well. Yeah, another quick combo. Protector now with a kill attempt. Can they get a lockdown? It doesn't seem like it. Malfurion is back to business. The old geezer is making his way over to the right side of the map, but you can already tell that catapults are starting to hurt the core. Shields are falling. Hit points haven't been taken off yet, but it's only a matter of time at this point. Still 2 levels to soak. There is still 2 levels that they have to soak until they hit Storm Talons. And with 20, I mean, you kinda expect after a few more items are taken, Team X-Ray to make a play for the bottom 4, for the bottom keep too, and to take the final structure down. Especially since, of course, Leo has Buried Alive. If he ever moves in now and drops a good Buried Alive, that's more or less a guaranteed kill. I mean, who's gonna save him? I mean, granted, you can have maybe a blessed shield or something, maybe a good bunker, but outside of that, if you hit the right target, you should be in a decent spot. And they are pushing in for that exactly as expected. Exactly as expected. They want the setup. Copenhagen is losing a lot of his HP. And Jojo is at the front. There's the Iron Skin. Leo gets the drain. Connected perfectly. What is he gonna go for? It's all about the Buried Alive here, but actually he's about to fall. He needs to be really careful. Up there's the Earthquake. Buried Alive comes through. He expects to die. Sanctification is on the ground. And Blaze makes it out, but he's incredibly low. Galaxy was jumping in. Quest is completed for Thrall. Great for him to have the Crash Lightning done, but at this point it might as well be Trash Lightning because, well, Mephisto is down and they are on the losing end of this battle. First kill secured, but a lot of heroic abilities, all heroic abilities have been used. That includes Sanctification. Makes an attempt for the core a little bit more difficult, but the keep is also still taking damage at the bottom of the map. They are pushing in as we speak. Every single lane is pushing. Catapults are homing in on the main structures now. And Sylvanas is just doing her thing. Disabling the last remaining keep of the red team. And now only the core stands as every lane is pushing against them. They're zoning them back. Catapults are starting to pull in the herd. There's the damage right there as Team X-Ray is going for the victory. They want to take the grand final. They want to crown themselves their champion of the Mythic Championship here in Division 1 of HeroesLaunch.gg. And with a kill against Copenhagen, it seems likely that they can pull it off. They drop Ana. They try to go for Thrall. He's a survivor. But this is it. A 3-1 victory in the best of 5 series. Team X-Ray, the champion of the Mythical Championship of Heroes Launch GG. Well played. Great job by the blue team. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed the match and the commentary. The remaining time of the video has been added to protect against spoilers caused by the length of the video itself. But please keep in mind, though, that this does not only mean more work for me, but also has a negative impact on the popularity of the videos and the channel because of YouTube's algorithms. It would be greatly appreciated if you'd consider supporting the channel and help me to continue the daily esports coverage by clicking the join button below the video or supporting me through the Patreon page linked in the video description. Thanks a lot for the support and see you guys next time.